Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Read with Ruchi. How are you all? Again, I would just want to start my video by thanking each one of you who's been supporting me, loving me, sharing my videos, subscribing, and just becoming part of this family. I'm sure it is going to grow into a very huge, beautiful community of readers and supporters for each other. So thank you so much. You must have already guessed at what I'm going to do today just by reading the title. So my plan for today is to just share with all of you how does my bookshelf look like. So just give you like a little bookshelf tour. Now, mind you all, it's not like a huge library in my house that I can like flaunt and whatever, but it is like a small collection of books in a beautiful small space that I like, and I find it nice and cozy, and it just gives me like good motivation to keep moving forward in my reading journey. So yeah, please don't expect it to be extravagant and something out of the whatever. So I just want to give you a tour of my bookshelf real quick. But before I start that, so we moved into this new house about 8 months back. And then until last year when we were in our old house, that place, I had created like a small my reading nook kind of a space there as well, and it was in the basement, and we my husband and I had created like a little bookshelf there by ourselves. So I'm going to drop in the video of that bookshelf, which is right behind me, this blue bookshelf that we created of wooden crates, and it was just a project that we thought we could do together during the time of lockdown last year. So we created this. So I'm going to drop that video down right here before we start the video so you can see like how we created that shelf. And then I will take you to, and then I'll give you the tour of my little bookshelf. Let's get going. Before we start the bookshelf tour, I wanted to share like where my bookshelf is located. So we live in a 3-story house here, and then the bookshelf, my bookshelf, and so basically my reading space and my office is in the basement. So now the basement is not like a basement it's not like a cell. It's more like an open, very lit up space, and I'm going to show you in just a second. But yeah, so my office and my reading space is created in the basement, which is like beautiful, right? And this is right opposite where I shoot. So I shoot, you know what I mean, right? So this is right opposite. So I face this window and this dream catcher when I am shooting my videos. So that's just to give you an idea, right? And now I'm going to show you my bookshelf. Here is my reading space. And this is the place where I sit and shoot. So just so you know. So let's, start with our bookshelf tour. So this is the shelf you guys just saw in the video, right? And it's just so beautiful. It's sturdy. It's made of crates, and my husband and I are no good I I don't know what to say. Like, we're not great furniture makers, but we try to do what we can do in the best of our abilities. And we thought like I got this inspiration from Pinterest, honestly. And I thought like this would be a good idea to create like a bookshelf that I could make and use it for myself. So that's where the idea came from. But so let's start from the top. So I have some plants here. These are, I love greenery, and for some reason, greenery just creates like some coziness for me. And that's why I try to keep like a lot of greenery around me. Like even in my office, I've like put these plants and stuff like that. So it gives me like a cozy space, and it just motivates me naturally. So yeah. So I think these are the first shelf is basically, these are some of the books that I read last year. So yeah, I think the first shelf is basically that. I remember reading like some of the thrillers last year, and like The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I loved this book because it was so amazing, you guys. If you've not read this before, I highly recommend you reading this. And especially if you have an audiobook for Turn of the Key, oh my gosh, use the audiobook. It is so amazing. And many people might go opposite, like may not agree to my statement here, but I really love the audiobook. I really love this book. I really love the story, and I really loved the plot twist. And if you guys know me, you know by now I love plot twists. And then Home Before Dark was also good. I don't remember on top of my head how many stars I gave to this one, but I think I really liked Home Before Dark more than I liked Final Girls. And then I also liked Lock Every Door, I think, more than Final Girls. Yeah, I think so. Someday I will do like some book comparisons from the same author. I'm thinking about it. So anyway, these are some of the books that I read like in the first phase of last year, because second phase I was just like out in a reading slump. I wasn't able to read as much, but these are and again, this one, Far from the Tree. Oh my gosh, I read this for one of the Bookstagrammers book club, and I don't remember the name on top of my head as well. But Far from the Tree is such a beautiful story. This is probably like one of the stories that I read in a very long time that really gave me tears. After I read this. So yeah, if you've not read it, please go ahead and read it. It's beautiful. It's really good. So these are like some of the books that I read. And then this is my Stephen King. This is my Stephen King collection. So it's not, again, it's not a huge collection. There are way more books from King than you see here that he has published. But yeah, these are like some of the books that I want to read, and these are like some of the books that I've read already, and some of the books that I want to read. That's my collection. Of course, I'm going to keep reading more books from King, and yeah, probably you'll see some more as we move forward. But so yeah, I have Cell, then I have Later. If you've not read Later, I think it's like a one-time read. Yeah, sure. Pet Cemetery. What a classic book, right? And there's like an interesting story about Pet Cemetery, and which is when I was reading this book, it was around Halloween time, and I was reading this book, and it talks about well, I don't want to give out too much, but it talks about a cat who's kind of buried in a pet cemetery. And what I see outside my window while reading this book is like a black cat with almost like a bluish, yellowish, I don't know what kind of an eyes, right outside my window. And it's Halloween time, and I was like, oh my God, I was shit scared. So anyway, yeah, but if you've not read Pet Cemetery, please read. It's really good. It will it'll keep you entertained. So yeah. Then I have Misery. I still have to read Misery. I'll read it someday. I'll read it. Then I have The Body. These are like some, I think these are some newer books. Pet Cemetery, The Stand, Cell. These are more like classics, like older books. Older books. Then Firestarter. I have heard it's a good story. Again, I need to read this. And then Carrie is like, again, like it's a classic from King, right? And Salem's Lot another classic from King. Then I have The Institute, The Stand. I have two copies of Stand. One is this, and the other one is this, which has like golden papers. This is beautiful, right? And this one was a limited edition, and I got it. I think I got it from Barnes and Noble. It was a limited edition, and I really loved the cover. And I was like, oh my gosh, nothing better than that, right? And then I have The Outsider. Then Under the Dome. This is again like an old book. Desperation is one more, which is awesome. Insomnia. I have to read it. Finders Keepers, and then Cujo. Oh my gosh, Cujo is another classic, right? If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so that's like the second shelf. And then here are some more books. These are some that I still have to read, but these are some that I already read last year. This one, Into the Water, I had to almost DNF. Like, this book put me into a slump as well. I just didn't enjoy the story. I'm sure many of you probably liked it, but I didn't enjoy. And then down below, there are some more books here, like some good motivational books and stuff like that, like 5 a.m. Club and Monk Who Sold His Ferrari kind of books. And then, so that's like the blue shelf. And here, this is another one. So these two shelves we put just like a couple of days back because I had more books from my old house. And in my old house, I had like a big so I had like this blue shelf, and then I had like a big white shelf that we had created also from crates, but which actually broke while we were moving here. So we put it, we had to dispose that, and I still had like so many books that I had to place. So I was like, we need to create a space where I can put my books, and it would also good in terms of aesthetics and stuff like that. So I could, when I shoot my videos, it should look good. And that is why we put these two shelves, just to kind of, fulfill that. So taking you there, so that's the left, that's my right. Coming on to the right, now I have some amazing good like romance and like some deep topics and subjects tackled here. Some nice good subjects here, right here. So that's like my little thing. Again, these are some motivational books. So I don't know if you guys have read The Roommate yet, but I have heard great things about this book, and I really can't wait to read this. So in some of my upcoming vlogs, you would probably see like this could be like one of the TBRs and stuff like that, as well as the Red, White, and Royal Blue. Heard great things about these two pink books. I'm definitely gonna be reading these pretty soon. Oh, that's beautiful, right? Yeah. Okay. And then I have some other books here, right here, that again, I want to read. I've heard great things about Loveless as well. So this is another pink book that I'm going to be reading soon. So yeah, this is going to be great. Coming down on the second shelf, I have, oh, by the way, and these are like some pictures that I just put, I like them. This one used to be in my office before, but now I have another picture in the office, and I have like this picture of me and my husband right here. And these pictures have been taken on the Polaroid camera, just so you know. And then coming on the second shelf, I have some more mystery, thriller, horror, a little bit of everything in cozy mysteries. Cozy mysteries, let me tell you, first of all, I was not aware that there's a genre that's called cozy mysteries. Very recently, like just last year, when I created my Bookstagram, that's when I got to know, oh, there was something called cozy mystery. And these are like Miss Two Lanterns. I love them. I have like in various places in my house. So basically in my basement. So yeah, so starting from here, if you see, like I have quite a few mystery thrillers right here. I have read a few, but I need to read more of what's here. I am very excited to read. What's it with the pink? I don't know. I have to read this. Finlay Donovan is killing it, since I wanted to read this since last year, and now they also have a sequel to it. I don't know if these two books are connected. I hope not, because I don't like reading series. But yeah, I am very excited to read Finlay Donovan is killing it, because I've heard only great things about this book. So yeah, and then of course that also would lead me to reading this. I mean, if that book is good, which I'm sure it is. And then, yes, and these are some other books that I want to read. Again, The Shadows is a good book. I've read this before. I think I will be reading this again this year, because I don't remember the story at all. I only remember that I had enjoyed reading this, but I don't remember if I read it to the end, because I really don't remember the end of the story. So I have to read this. I have to reread this. I clearly don't remember anything. But now I'm reading, this month I'm reading The Whisper Man by Alex North. So yeah. So yes, so this is like the second shelf. And then coming on to the third shelf here, I have all here, if you can see, like I have all my book of the month selection right here. I have like a mix of some holiday books, some romances. Oh, and I have like a little thing to say that this is book of the month shelf. But yeah, I have like some good holiday books. I have some romances. I have some good, I don't know, some good like thriller, suspense, horror right here. So I have like I have the Wife Between Us, An Anonymous Girl, and You're Not Alone from. Remember I had said like when I'd be reading this new book, The Golden Couple, this month. That's on my TBR for March. And I had thought if I liked that book, then I would read the three from the same author. And so far, I'm like midway into my book, and I think I'm liking it okay, so I'll see how it goes by the end. So yeah, so I have that. I'm excited to read the Book of Cold Cases. Gosh, I have been hearing so much about this book, and I just can't wait to read this one. I don't know why I did not pick this up for March TBR, but if I finish like my 4 books before time in March, I would pick like one of these books. I don't know which one. I could just pick this one up. I might end up picking this one up. I don't know. But I probably would end up picking like a mystery thriller over romance or another genre. So yeah. Yeah, and then I also have to read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, just because I have loved most of Riley Sager's books. And I'm hoping that I would like this one too. And apparently he's also coming up with one more book. I don't remember the name of it, but I just recently saw somewhere he's coming up with his new book. And I'm really very, very excited about that upcoming book. So yes, so I'm going to read this one too soon. And I would definitely, put this in one of my TBRs, upcoming TBRs. So yeah, so, and then this one, Too Good to Be True. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to read this, but then I heard amazing things about it. Like, it's gross and it's very gory and stuff like that. And now I'm like contemplating if I should read this or not and whatnot. But of course I'm gonna read it someday. I don't know if today is that day, but yes, I'll read that. Yes, and these are like some other books that I would be reading. And then these are some books which are not like the book of the month things. but I still have to want to read it. Oh, this one is actually. By the way, just let me tell you here that these books that I just showed, displayed, whatever, the display is in no particular order. I have just kept it as I liked it. Like I tried to keep like thrillers together and mysteries together and like Stephen King together, and then book of the month together, but it's in no particular order. So yeah, please don't bash me for that, because I know like there's so many people out there who have beautiful bookshelves, who keep like color coded books and, authors to like one author together, and then I don't know what not. Like, it's so awesome. And I'm like so inspired by that. And maybe like someday in my booktube journey, I might do like an bookshelf organization with all of you together. Like, I would probably do that. But again, it might take some time, right? So yeah, don't bash me for that. And then again, this is my March TBR. Oh, where's my fourth book? Oh, it's probably upstairs because I'm reading that. So yeah, I already read The Guest List and The Maid. And then the third book that I'm reading is The Golden Couple. And then the fourth one would be The Whisper Man by Alex North, which is also the author of The Shadows. So yeah, so these are the four books that I'll be reading for my March TBR. For the month of March. And then if I get time, if I finish all four books in time or before time, I'll read like one of these thrillers, or maybe one of these, or maybe I could just pick up the Finlay Donna one. I don't know. I will see how I feel, and then I'll decide based on that. And then here's my little Buddha face, which has some like firefly lights in it. So yeah, I love that. So that was like my third shelf. And then below that, I just have like a few, just like, motivational books, just to kind of read once in a while. I love reading like a page once in a while, just to like, keep myself going. This is my tray of a lot of things. I have a lot of things. Like I have like some bookmarks. This bookmark was created by like one of the Bookstagrammer, who created this for me. I have like one in yellow and orange, and then one I have like in blue and green, this one. So yeah, I love it. And then, yeah, this is just like a little setup that I have for myself if I have to sit here and read. I have like those speakers where I play music. I also have speakers like, inside the basement where I can always put music and listen to it. And then this is like my side table where I keep my books, coffee, tea, whatever I need at the time of reading. And this is like my little planner, I plan my things like that. And this is like my little gratitude journal, not a journal, sorry. This is just like my little gratitude book, which I kind of read every day, just to kind of, be grateful. Just be grateful, right? And just like say thank you to yourself. It's so important. So yeah, this is something that I read almost every day as I come down for work. I read it. And then these are also some plants that I've kept, and I don't want to show you what's behind it. It's like a big, well, you've already seen it. So yeah, so that's my pretty reading nook right here. I love it, and I hope you all loved it too. Please comment and share, how did you like my little bookshelf? And I'd be happy to receive some suggestions and ideas from all of you. How can I enhance this? So I hope you all liked my bookshelf tour. I just want to request you all to keep suggesting me ideas and give me suggestions to how I can enhance this reading space in my house. And then I would love to kind of expand the space a little bit more as we move forward. But right now, I just feel like this is like a good space I can utilize, and I just find it nice and cozy and good. So yeah, but you guys please keep suggesting, and drop down some comments below and share how did you like this video, and keep sharing your love and showering your support just as you do at all times by supporting me through subscribing to this channel, sharing my videos with your friends and family so they can subscribe too, and then of course liking this video and sharing comments. So until we meet next week, please take care of yourself and stay warm if you're in cold places. Take some good fresh air if you're in the places where it has already started to grow a little warmer. But yes, ultimately just take care of yourself as much as you can until we meet next. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, namaste.